Hey everyone, how are you guys doing? I just wanted to come on here and drop some relationship tips, nuggets, whatever you want to call it, really, really quick. Some of you guys might be wondering, why is there a struggle? Why he doesn't love me anymore, or all these wonderful things. Well, not wonderful things, but things that you could be just facing in your relationship. And I talk about a lot of those things on my blog, How Mommy Does It. If you go in the bio, you will absolutely see my blog. Once you click on the actual link and then click on my blog, and you can absolutely, matter of fact, I can probably just put it in here in the comments. Let's see, I can't, well, I have to put it on, I won't be able to put it right now, but, oh gosh. Anyways. All right, well, I didn't have the link prepared to put it in the comments, but you can always DM me about more information on my blog, How Mommy Does It, because I chose How Mommy Does It because I'm really focusing on women, all over the world as, moms, even if you're not a mom, I'm still sharing things in there, like relationships or things that, that as women, we do have, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, let me tell real quick. So my name is Shauna Dorsey. You guys, I'm sure you guys have seen my reels and things like that. I'm just a mom, regular person just like you. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm into network marketing as well, you know that. I absolutely love to help women all over the world, help ladies, look at changing, their circumstances. And, that's why I created my blog 2 years ago, and I shared things like healing and forgiveness and, being overwhelmed, after giving birth. And I'm going to be sharing more things, like not just for the moms, but just for women in general. And I'm going to just give you a couple quick tips on a relationship. Lots of times we go through things in our relationship and we just don't know, like, or understand. Now, what I'm talking about is like a woman that's married. But if you're not married, I'll still talk about, if maybe it's your significant other, maybe it's your fiance. So number one, if you are not married, you definitely, and you've been dating this person for a long, 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 long time, and you guys love each other, you guys are really interested in each other, you guys have talked about marriage and all these things, then guess what? It's time to look into some premarital counseling. Now, the tips that I give will be coming like more from a biblical standpoint. So, I'm going to talk about premarital counseling because it's something that can actually help you and benefit you to get premarital counseling. Now, if you're already married, and you're starting to struggle in your marriage, or you're starting to feel like it's under attack, or you're starting to feel like, oh my gosh, she doesn't love me anymore, like what happened, like those things can arise. I mean, I've been married for like 23 years, and I've went through all of those things, God has just given us so much grace. You go through things, you go through storms, you go through them with grace, right? As moms, like, we raise our children. I mean, we've been able to raise our children in a whole nother country, y'all, okay? And God has given us the grace and the ability to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no training manual, right? There was no coaching class. Like, could I absolutely run a course? I probably could, because I'm also like a military spouse. So I understand deployments, and I understand, when the husband is gone, or maybe the wife is gone and they're on a deployment and you're trying to make it, you're trying to understand like all this separation anxiety and all these different things, and really, if I didn't have the Lord, like, I wouldn't have been able to get through any of those deployments. I wouldn't have been able to be the mom that God has called me to be, like, because the Lord is the only one that could help me. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. So, if you're not a believer, then, that's fine, but if you're a believer, I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to anyone, because everyone may not be married. Some people are, thinking about getting married. Like I said, if you're thinking about getting married, you might want to think about premarital counseling and pray about, is that the person that you really want to marry? Is this the individual that you want to spend your rest of your life with? Not spend your rest of your life, like, not be married for a year and give up, but this is the individual that you want to stick to, like, through thick and thin, you know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that the Lord has really called you, to marry that individual, right? So when I got married, my husband and I, we both weren't believers, but then I got saved first. And, I just tell you, then I had to pray for my husband, to come to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, a lot of my blog is definitely based on Christianity, and, just having that relationship with Christ, and even if you don't, have, my blog may not be for you. I mean, everyone has different types of blogs. There's food blogs, there's, coaching, just different things, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, my blog is like for women, just in general. I know it says the title is How Mommy Does It, and I might change the title of my blog, but I just like that, and I'm sticking with that for now. But yes, so in relationships, like I said, if you're not married, you might want to seek premarital counseling. If you're married, it's okay to save your marriage and go get counseling, right? Make sure it's someone that you trust, you know what I'm saying? You can look up resources for getting counseling, right? As a military spouse, there's a military one source. There's just a flood of resources. You just probably need to look up in your local area of marital, counseling or programs or whatever. Or if you have your local church, start there, because you can always seek counseling, from your pastor, right? So it's always good to have, like, mentorship. I mean, I have friends or ladies that are like, spiritual mentors or, prayer partners. And you just have to be led, as a wife, as a husband, just as an individual, on who you are going to share information about your marriage to, you know what I'm saying? So you don't want to just share it to someone that gossips or that someone that's going to throw it all on social media. So you want to pray about who you want to share the information that is so sensitive about your relationship, right? So, so pray about that, and, pray about, is that the individual that you want to spend the rest of your life with? Has God called you to that individual? Pray about all those things, because you know what? You don't want to just jump into marriage, just jump in because you're like, oh, I think this is the one. And then it ends up being a disaster. You know what I'm saying? And so, however, you want to just make sure that you just pray about all things. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're whether you're married or whether you're seeking, and you want to marry that individual. You guys are seeking marriage. You guys are in love. It's so beautiful, right? Number 2, communication is so important. Communication is like, if you don't communicate, you're going to have, like, so much, like, heartache. Communication can stop an argument just by communicating. Something so simple. You know what I'm saying? Something so simple could easily blow up into something so big. You know what I'm saying? So, just being able to communicate with each other, and I think is key. All right. Number 3. Okay. I think that we need to be able to have lots of forgiveness in a relationship. I found that, in 23 years of marriage, like, if I wasn't a forgiving person and if I just didn't really trust the Lord, that Lord have mercy, we probably wouldn't be married. Because if I let everything get to me, and sometimes you might, your husband or your significant other, they might be irritating. They might not want to apologize right away, but you want to be the first one to apologize. Say, I'm sorry, I love you, whatever, it takes. Like me, I just refuse to go to bed angry because I want to, have a good sleep. And I refuse to be in a state where I don't, excuse me, I want to be in a state where I can absolutely be able to just have a forgiving heart. So forgive quickly, for goodness sake. Forgive quickly in your relationships. That'll help you. Okay, number 4. I'm kind of going off the top of my head because my notes were downstairs. But number 4, just love your significant other, spouse. Just love them. You know what I'm saying? Show them grace. We will mess up. We will debate. We will have arguments, but learn how to show grace. And God has just given me that, to show grace, even when you're probably like, he or she doesn't deserve this, but we didn't deserve grace and God still showed it to us, right? So show some grace to your spouse or your significant other, all right, fiance, whatever. Show some grace, so that's 4. And then you guys just need to go ahead and check out the blog so you can get all of the goodness. And always you can DM me and stuff like that, but so communication, forgiveness, showing some grace. And did I forget something? I probably did, because like I said, I'm just kind of going off the top of my head. But these are just some nuggets to drop. You always want to have God's grace, and in a relationship. You need grace, show grace. You want grace, show grace, right? So I'm going to get off here. I'm going to head over to Facebook. If you have any questions, you can always DM me. If you would like to have prayer, send me a DM. I would love to pray for you and your relationship, your marriage, and just keep smiling, let your light shine, and just be that, that sweet individual, ladies, to your husband or to your significant other. Okay, I love you all. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Let me know. I want all the feedback that y'all, as y'all go read my blog, and please tell me what you guys want me to write about. There's things like teenagers and toddlers and all those things. I love all those. So I'm going to be talking about all of that. I can't wait to share it with you guys. Bye.